So we are a little over a month away from one of the best winter events in the UP, and that is the UP200. And joining us is Ross Anthony, and you are a board member of the Upper Peninsula Sled Dog Association, correct?
Yes, yep, and things are in full swing right now. We are living and breathing this event for the next month.
And so when is it, where is it, what are those kind of details?
Well, the UP200, Midnight Run, and Jack Pine 30 are sled dog races that are held every year in Marquette County, Elger County, and then some other smaller sections of the counties in northern Upper Peninsula. And we're looking to run 200 miles for the UP200, and then the Midnight Run will run about 100 miles overnight, and hopefully put on a good show for the community.
Right, and something new this year, I mean, it's been kind of building up throughout the years, is that it's powered by NMU, and so what does that mean?
Yeah, it's actually, the full name this year is UP200 powered by NMU. And really it's kind of, I don't want to say ironic, but it's very interesting, the terminology of powered by, because over the years, Northern Michigan University has been an integral piece of the UP200. Without Northern students and the help of Northern graduates and alumni and faculty staff from Northern Michigan University, we probably wouldn't be where we're at today. We wouldn't have a race. So we got together with Northern Michigan University in the last couple of years and basically decided, let's put a stamp on this and make this real. And so Northern stepped up, they got involved. We are still involved, basically organizing the race as we would in the past. We just have a little bit more support from Northern Michigan University.
You know, when it comes to experiencing it, I mean, the magic on that Friday night is like no other. And so tell me a little bit about that for somebody who's never experienced anything like that.
Yeah, and I almost sound cliche by the time I get to the race, but I say it every year. It's the community coming together, and it always happens it just seems to be every year. It's either the warmest weekend of the winter, or it's either the absolute coldest, and typically it's the coldest weekend of the winter. But when you get downtown and the race is going on and the dogs are going out and Walt and Frida are up on stage doing their thing from the stage trailer at the start line, you don't get cold. Like, it's just, everybody's down there. It's, I don't want to sound cheesy, but I'm going to sound cheesy because it really is just that UP spirit, that Midwest nice that we're all talking about, you know, within the last couple of years since COVID.
That's the big magical night, and some people, they just come to that and then, you know, they go home and there's nothing else after that, but there is so much more to it. And so what are some of the key events that you think some people miss out on just because they might not know about it? Yeah,
the one that really, in my opinion, doesn't get enough credit is the Grand Marais checkpoint. So we go from here for the UP200, the longer race. We'll go from Marquette to Wetmore and then up to Grand Marais, and then turn around and go back to Wetmore and Marquette. So when they get to Grand Marais, there's a layover up there. And Grand Marais, if you haven't been there, if you haven't experienced Grand Marais, it's a very small town, it's very touristy. But the people that live there, the residents, are super tight. And that whole town comes out for that day. In addition to that, it's snowmobile season, so you get the snowmobilers up there. They get a lot of snow in Grand Marais. It's in the snow belt for the lake effect snow belt that they have up there. So, but Grand Marais is just one. I do the start finish. The start is my baby. It's the excitement. Everybody knows it as the start. But if I could send somebody to one place other than the start, I'd say go to Grand Marais.
There's going to be, you know, so much there's so many working hands to make this come together. And so from now until, you know, the big weekend, what are you guys going to be doing in between that time? What all goes into making something so spectacular like this? I mean, this is huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of hands involved in this, and we've been working since the Monday following the race last year. So it really is a year-round thing in terms of planning this and bringing it together. But in the next 3-4 weeks leading up to the race here, we have to put a trail together. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't think about. We don't run snowmobile trail. A lot of other races will run snowmobile trail. We have a little bit, we have to, just to connect our trails, but the majority of our trail is actually just proprietary to the race. So we have to make sure that that's cleared out. We have to, cut the trees down, we have to groom it, make sure that it's all trimmed down, because 1 year of growth is quite a bit of growth on a trail. So, we're going to be out tomorrow, and we'll be up probably in Munising for the whole weekend. Running trails, we'll probably do, I would guess, probably about a 100-mile round trip of trail throughout the weekend. So that's one piece of it, and then the hype starts.
Like you said, the start line, that's like your baby. And so, to be a part of something so huge like this and to have all that time and commitment go into it, what are you looking forward to the most on that Friday night?
Every year it's the same point. It's so when the UP200, there's 3 points actually on Friday night for the UP200. We start setting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And everything's usually pretty much set up by about 2 or 3 o'clock. And to see that track go from basically a road at 5 a.m. to a track, basically a stage or a stadium in a sense, by then, and then there's nobody in the street. It's basically a blank canvas at this point. The bleachers are empty. And then all of a sudden, it's like within a matter of an hour, it just, boom, it just fills up. It's kind of like a stadium in the first period where it looks a little bit bare, and then all of a sudden everybody shows up. I look forward to that part, and then I look forward to the last musher going out. And it's walking the street. Every year I try to walk up and down the street a couple times because we're a strictly volunteer organization. So you're gonna get me all personal on this, but and really it's a labor of love for everybody involved. We don't have anybody that's paid. It's all volunteer. We all have day jobs. We all fit this in somehow. And we all talk about it within our group and the board of what, you got to find your why. Otherwise, you really are going to lose motivation because you hear about boards, phasing out and burning out. So my why, every year I walk up and down that street and I just look at the kids and, all you're getting me all personal, but it's that, like, you made this possible. And to continue that and to keep bringing that back every single year means a lot, I think, not just to me, but to the board. And that's my why. Everybody else has a why that they're just passionate about.
We're really excited for it, and I thank you so much for giving us your time and telling us about everything about it, including the personal touches. So,
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, so please go to upmatters.com where we'll have more information about the UP200, and we'll be right back after the break.